Is it still coffee o'clock for you, or is the coffee done?
No, it's almost dinner time. It's she's 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, you never know when you're talking to comedians, because comedians are usually nocturnal people. Comedians are going to bed at 3 or 4 a.m. Or are you earlier with the bedtime because you're a family guy?
Well, I would say I'm early. Usually I go to bed late, but that's always when I'm working at the theater, working evenings. But now I'm filming most of the time, so I enjoy going to bed early, like an old man.
Like an old man. Well, can you take a compliment? Can I give you a compliment this early into the interview?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
I can see if I can handle it.
It is my opinion that every comedian has it in them to be a great actor. And you are a great actor. This is a role where you show dramatic acting chops. And when I look at your career, sometimes you're a comedian, sometimes an actor, sometimes director, and you write your stuff. Was your long-term goal to be a comedian who acts also?
Oh, I think my the comedy has always been with me throughout the life. I mean, I remember when I went to school, I made people laugh all the time. So it comes natural to me. So but from the beginning, I think I wanted to be a director and not an actor. But yeah, but I found out that I have I had more talent as an actor than a director, I think. So I think I have a. I'm not bragging, but I think I have a natural talent for it. And I started very late with acting. I was like 27 or something, and I just felt that it was my natural place to be.
Now, this is a very powerful role that you have. It's a modern adaptation of Agatha Christie's work. Were you in it from day one, or did you have to get talked into it?
No, I think they contacted me early, but I enjoy the challenge. I like when I have a challenge, and I want the roles to be something to work with and not just an easy laugh or I mean, I thought when they say Agatha Christie, you know, being a Swede, it's not natural at all. So, but I felt, why not? Why not? It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Now, obviously, when you work on a film or TV project, it means different things in different countries. Like, it's more of a mainstream thing in Sweden, and then it gets specialty releases outside in other countries. Did you know that this was going to be a US release when you started filming?
No, I did not. I mean, since it's branded with Agatha Christie, I thought, you know, people are going to watch it, but I had no idea if they were going to show it. So, and you never think about those things when you shoot. I never think about how things are going to be received or what people are going to think about it. I just take one day at a time. So no, I didn't.
Interesting, because comedians, usually everything is right now, because you have to learn how to manage an audience, control the crowd, see what the immediate feedback is, react to it. But acting is the slowest, next to book publishing. Acting is probably the slowest thing, where you don't know if it's going to come out in 6 months or 2 years or 3 years. So have you always been that patient with your acting work?
Well, I do a lot of stuff all the time. So I do stand-up comedy on a regular basis, and I do TV and films and stage work. I do monologues on stage. So if I feel I need the feedback from the audience, I go up on stage and you get the immediate reaction. But I also enjoy the working with something during a long period of time. It's I don't know, it's always about being in the moment, whatever you're doing. So, and that's the only rule in acting, you know, listen and be sensitive and be in the moment. It's if you do those things, you're quite okay.
That's great to know that you have different outlets so that when you want the immediate feedback, you can do stand-up. Really, really famous American comedians do smaller rooms when they want to try out new material. Like you'll see Jerry Seinfeld playing to 50 people at 1 a.m. at a crappy New York nightclub just to try out that material. For you, do you have that option in Sweden? Are there workout rooms, little intimate venues where you could pop in and do stand-up just for a couple people?
Yeah, we have those. There are a few, not so many, but there are a few places you can go, and I mean you can start to try out material during a lunch break, you know, with a few friends. Oh. You can sneak in some material in the conversation and see if they laugh. But I mean, we do have a few clubs, and so you can do that. And I usually try out my material unannounced. I just be an extra comedian, do 5 minutes, and then I guess take off and try. And you have to accept that you might bomb. It's okay. It goes with the job.
It comes with the job, exactly.
Yeah.
Who are the comedians that first inspired you to pursue stand-up?
Well, actually, there wasn't a comedian. I did a lot of bigger shows, like with music and sketches and huge productions. And I got so tired about, you know, I wrote a short piece, and it took forever to get it up on stage. And there was a lot of tension, and people were nervous. There's a lot of money involved, and people got afraid if I had some edgy material. So it was a reaction to that. I want to write something in the afternoon and then go up on the evening and try it out, you know. Shortest amount of time from writing it and trying it out. So it was kind of with more of a reaction and towards the big productions.
That's fantastic that you figured that out so early into your career. Did you have an agent or somebody trying to dissuade you from doing stand-up?
No. It's I think my agent understands that as a comedian, you have to keep the instrument alive. You can't, if you give it up, it's gone. It goes away. So I mean, to get that muscle working with the jokes, you have to do it regularly. I think she understands that. Maybe she wants me to do other stuff than stand-up, but it takes some time. It takes a lot of time sometimes.
And how do you feel in general about the US market? Because obviously your films and TV projects come out here, whether it's independent cinema, cable television. In this case, your new series is coming out through Topic, which is curated special shows. But some artists don't care about the US market, and it's not a priority, and they like being able to vacation in the United States, and it's quiet and they're not recognized. I have a friend who's a famous Danish singer-songwriter, and he loves coming to New York because no one knows who he is. And then other people, the US is the dream, and they will spend all the money that they make earning in their own country to try and get the career going here. How do you feel about it all?
I think I'm like most people. Of course, you dream about making it in the US, but there's a language barrier, and as a comedian, I think the language, it's you have to know all the nuances, and I mean, you can choose about 1 million words to make it funny, but if it's a different language, it can be harder. And I like to improvise, and that's very difficult doing in English because it's not my native language, and I don't speak it that often. But I mean, really? I'm
surprised to hear that you don't speak it often, because you come across very funny and quick-witted in English.
Okay. Yeah, well, I listen to podcasts, so I pick it up. No, but yeah, of course you have that dream, but I do Swedish stuff, and I never anticipate that it would be released in the US. So this is very, it's nice to hear that they're showing it. I hope so.
And are there other countries where Swedish content does very well that you can speak in Swedish? For example, I know that people in Norway are able to understand Swedish, but not necessarily speak Swedish back. So are you able to do stand-up in other countries in Scandinavia?
Yes, Norway's, they usually understand Swedish pretty good. I've done a lot of shows in Norway, and it's almost the same reaction as in Sweden. And also in Finland, we have a lot of Swedish speaking people. There's a big population of the Finnish, huge part of the Finnish population do speak Swedish. So there's a market there as well. Danish, not so much. No, they never watch Swedish stuff. We like Danish stuff, but they haven't seen anything I've done. So it's kind of a bummer to go down there and film with them because they don't know who I am. I have no.
Everyone loves the Danish except Lars Ulrich from Metallica. Otherwise, we all love the Danish, but what can you do? And my last two quick questions for you before I let you go. The first one is, this is a new project, but are you allowed to say what you're working on next or what you have coming out next? Or secrets until we have to wait and see?
Yeah, well, I have a few things. I have a comedy show that I'm doing with a friend that it's like short episodes. I'm playing a mother and he's playing my son, and we live in a house together, a very dysfunctional relationship. And it's been a success. We've done it before. We did a new season, we just shot it. So it's coming out pretty soon. And then I'm shooting another season of Sunnyside. It's a big comedy show in Sweden. It's the season 8. So I'm doing that after, in the spring.
So there's no slowing down for you. And the last question that I have for you, who is the best Swedish band of all time? I can give you an answer, but I'm not from Sweden.
Oh, that's a hard one. A Swedish band, who's the best? It has to be ABBA, but it's kind of boring. So I have no idea. I have no idea.
Is it the Helicopters? Is it the Cardigans? Is it the Hives?
Yeah, maybe Hives though. Yeah, I'll go for Hives.
Refused, International Noise Conspiracy. I mean, to me,
they're all good.
Okay,
they're all Teddy Bear. I like Teddy Bears.
Teddy Bears, great band as well. Well, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the series getting a proper US release, and looking forward to everything that's coming from you in the near future. Hope we eventually get to see some stand-up from you in New York.
I hope so too.
Paltrocast.